Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, hi, my name is Dana. I upload a new video at least once a week, so if you haven't already, now is a great time to subscribe so you can stay on top of all of those new videos. So for all my friends who watch my tea I drink in a day videos, you already know, but Gerald and I are moving. We're actually buying our own house. So I did want to give like a bit of background, explain a little how we got to this point before I go ahead and show you our new home. It was my grandparents' home for the last 20 years. Even though at the time I'm filming this, we aren't through the entire home buying process, we do have access to the house. So we get to go in, we're working on removing any furniture that was left behind. We have already, since filming this little tour, we've already done a little bit of renovating the kitchen. And as we speak right now, there are painters painting. So it's really crazy. It feels like it's moving so fast. So our lease is up at our apartment in July, and we really weren't interested in renewing our lease. So we were honestly planning on possibly getting out of here last summer, but then because of the pandemic and because of other circumstances, we decided to stay. So this place was my grandparents' house, and they built the house. It's a town home, and they were the people who built it, customized everything to what they wanted, and the first owners. And so we'll be the only other owners there ever were. And it's a really cute townhouse. It's not too much more space than our apartment is, but we kind of like that. But for now, we're so excited to get to live there. Gerald and I got married in 2019 in April, and we had a pretty good summer. But then in September of that year, my grandpa had a really bad fall, and long story short, he was between the hospital and a rehab facility for a couple months. And while he was there were a couple close calls where we were really worried that he wasn't going to make it. But at the same time, we were realizing my grandma was much sicker than we thought, and she was missing her husband because he was away in rehab, trying to get better. We went through a really hard time with her, and we really couldn't imagine how we were going to be able to get the two of them to be independent ever again. We were really uncertain of the future. So it sort of came up if they go into an assisted living, Gerald and I were planning to end our lease here and rent their house to give them the income to live in an assisted living. Was sort of it was our first kind of thought of living there. But thankfully my grandpa did end up coming home, but my grandma's condition got worse, and unfortunately she passed away at the end of January. Then it was my grandpa on his own. It was a really sad time because while my grandpa was well enough to come home and didn't have to stay in the facility, the rehab facility he was in, he didn't regain his ability to walk ever after that fall. And then the pandemic began right after my grandma passed away. So no one could really visit him. My mom still out of necessity had to, but all his grandkids couldn't really, we couldn't really see him, because we were all so afraid. When the pandemic began, I left my job because if I got the virus and passed it on to my mom and she passed it to my grandpa, there was just no chance that would end well. So that was my thought when I was quitting my job, because people were saying oh, only the elderly are affected. And having been through everything with my grandma, I knew something like getting a cold or a flu could be devastating to an elderly person. That was okay, I can't continue at the job I'm at, so grandpa will survive, was really my main concern. I didn't realize that we would lose someone, but not someone elderly. So it's been a really rough time. So my grandpa, during the pandemic, we were all really afraid to see him because we didn't want to risk getting him sick. He basically sat at home in his chair watching TV for a year. Like there were little things here and there that brought him joy. He had a neighbor who had a dog that he loved, and the dog would come over and just bring him a lot of joy, like the neighborhood dogs and everything. But the silver lining of all of this was that his health was fine. Like he was good. Like he wasn't able to move around much or anything like that, but he was doing pretty well. And then my uncle's family, for a while, my uncle has been considering moving down to Florida, and he'd always talk about bringing grandma and grandpa with him. But then when my grandma passed away, we didn't know what was gonna happen. He was still really thinking about Florida, but there was the pandemic. And then he went out to Florida to kind of look. They found a house, they bought it, and grandpa was moving to Florida. So that's what happened. After a year of isolation, losing his wife, losing really everything, he got to pack up everything he wanted to keep, and load it into a car and move down to Florida with his son and his youngest grandkids and 2 beautiful Basset Hound dogs. So it's honestly the best thing ever. And he's down there now. He is thriving. He goes to the beach with them. They go out for ice cream. They go out to fun places for dinner. He's double vaccinated, so we are all good. And Gerald and I are buying his house. And we are so lucky because number one, it's an amazing house. We love it. It's perfect for us. And we're able to afford to buy something that we might not have been able to do. Like we are so done with renting. Like we didn't want to continue to rent. Like we wouldn't move and rent somewhere else. So we wanted to buy, and I'd like scroll through Zillow and be like, we can't afford anything good. Like everything we can afford is like not what we're looking for. Because I do love like doing projects. So I was like fine with thinking of a fixer-upper sort of house, but I just wasn't finding anything that was like viable for us, I guess. And then when this happened, we were like, well, what's grandpa doing with the house? And we're like, I don't know. We don't know what he wants to do. And we approached him with it. We said, can we buy your house? And he said yes. So we are so blessed. I met some neighbors the other day while we were moving a couple things into the house. And she was like, oh, are you moving in? I was like, yeah, not quite yet, but we're going to be. And I was like, my grandparents lived here. And she was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And I was like, no, it's okay. My grandpa is alive and thriving. So it's actually all really good. And I just love being able to tell people that, like, to make a move like that at 89 years old and get to like live with your family, and I can just imagine like with the girls and the dogs, like it's great. It's fantastic. It makes me so emotional to think about. Somehow like things fell into place, and for all of us, because grandpa is living and we are excited, and he's gonna get like that money from selling his house without having to worry about a realtor or anything like that. So, but we are so happy. Okay, so enough talking. I'm ready to show you the house. I figure we'll start off in my little like mud room slash laundry room. This is like where the furnace lives. And then there's like a little door here that separates us from the kitchen. Washer and dryer, which I'm so happy to have. We've had no washer and dryer in our apartment this whole time, so we've had to go to my parents' house to do every load of laundry, and it's been like a pain in the butt. We've started to bring a couple things over, so that's our bag. But then there's like a little shelf up here. I think I'm gonna kind of redo all of this. Like I think I want to put in some nice like cabinets or shelves so we could really maximize the space and also make it look cute. And out here we have a really messy garage right now, but to have a garage is amazing. We are planning for a garage sale, so this will be cleaned out eventually. Someone's coming to buy that in like an hour or so. Then a couple other pieces over there I have people coming to get on Facebook Market. But I want to set up like obviously a lot of storage, and the ceilings are really high, so I think I can do some like ceiling storage, which will be great. But I really want to set up like a home gym like here, so I can come outside and do my workouts, and all of our like equipment is separate from our normal living space, unlike how it is in our apartment now. But we go through this door. My dad wants to take this door off the hinges and just not have a door, just have it be open. But I don't really know yet if I want to do that. I mean, doesn't really bother me, but my dad works in like heating and air conditioning, so he's thinking to have easy access to the furnace. So I don't know, maybe. Here's a picture of me in my goth phase from when we went to Disney World when I think I was like 12 or 13 here. So there's me, my mom, and my brother. And this is my favorite magnet that my grandma has. All right, who ate the last piece? So I love this kitchen. I love the white cabinets. It's like my dream to have a beautiful white kitchen like this, even though right now it's really messy, again, like moving and everything. But we are gonna switch a couple things around here. So this has just been sort of like, what do you call it, like command center, and you could see we tested like every white colored paint on the wall because that's the colors we're gonna paint it. But this was like a command center type thing where my grandparents kept like their phone. We are thinking we want to rip all this out, so that's why the trim is down. I did that. So we're thinking we're gonna rip this out completely and put our refrigerator there. So it'll be on this side instead. And so these cabinets will come down and go on this side. So we're gonna be taking down like those little guys because those are so useless. You put things up there and you forget about it and you never see it again. And then this cabinet is gonna go as well. And this is gonna come over there. And we're just gonna have like a much longer countertop, like it should go all the way to the wall. And we'll just have more room for cooking because we love to cook, me and my husband, and for like our tea and coffee things and whatnot. So we're really excited to do that. We're actually doing it tomorrow, I think. My brother's coming with his like special drill, so we can do that. So these are all emptied out, and on this side as well. We eventually probably will get a new refrigerator too, and new countertops. Those are things like I really don't want to do, you know, like money wise, because like I'm fine with like a white refrigerator. I'd love to have a retro looking one similar to a Smeg, but it's not that urgent for me. Same with the oven. It's getting old, so we might have to replace that. But I love like how high these cabinets are. Like there is space all the way up to the ceiling almost, and it just makes my heart so happy because if you watch my videos, chances are you've heard me talk about how I feel about our kitchen. It's so tiny, there's no room for anything. And then there's this cutout that leads into the living room. To be honest, I wanted to be able to take this out so it was just open, but my dad said that this is a load-bearing wall, so we can't, but that's all right. Who knows, maybe when I get my new countertops, I'll see if I can like take this down a little lower. But this is nice too, to have this little ledge here. My grandma always put like decorations and cute vases and things up here. I don't really know yet what I'll do, but for now, it's just holding a bunch of random stuff that we took out of the cabinets. My grandma had the best style. These are glass, and they're like this really pretty tinted like gold and clear, and I just think it's so pretty. So we're inheriting such nice things, and I already have inherited so much from her. I'm really, really lucky. And we have a pantry now. It's not huge or crazy or anything, but it is like a blessing. And right now, of course, there's some things in it, but it is a blessing to have a pantry because in our apartment, we have a pantry slash coat closet because we only have one like closet to use. And coming this way, We have an entryway here. I'll get into that a little in a minute. This beautiful piece here belonged to my grandma's sister, and my mom's gonna take it. I don't know yet what we're doing with the lamp or the mirror, but my mom is gonna take this, and it's so beautiful. It has flowers on it. I love it, but it's just, it wouldn't really match my style. Here are some like crap chairs just full of blankets and things, all different phones and wires and stuff that I gotta see what we wanna do. This like weird orthopedic pillow, tons of comforters and blankets. I think I'm gonna donate them to like a dog shelter, like an animal shelter. Seems like they could always use blankets. More blankets and rugs and things. Oh, this is like an under the desk peddler workout thing. So I think Gerald's gonna take this and use it at work so he can be active while he works. This table is full of stuff right now, but like, see, I'm having a really bad dilemma because I love this table and chairs. It's like cream colored wicker, but then this part is all wrought iron, so it's really heavy and really beautiful quality. If you look under there, there's like see how pretty it is? It's like the most beautiful table, and then I love the color of the wood top, if you can see it underneath all the stuff. But it's just like the most beautiful set. It's just too big for us. Like, we don't need a table this large. So I would hate to just sell this and get rid of it, but at the same time, like I don't really have use for it. So I'm having a really like sad dilemma, and I have a bunch of things here I'm gonna sell, a couple things of my grandma's that I'm gonna keep. Check this out. This is apparently my grandma's yearbook from 1947. There's only a couple signatures, but it's just like the coolest thing ever to see a yearbook. This is in better condition than my yearbooks from high school, I think. Like, it's just in beautiful condition, and really, really cool to see like teenagers, like high school students from 1947, and like their hair and their outfits. Like, look at this little top this girl has. So cute. Like, it just, like, look at that little flower. Oh, it's so pretty. Like, I'm obsessed. So hopefully I can find my grandma's picture in here, but I looked all through it and couldn't find her. So I think my mom's gonna help me. But all these beautiful young ladies, these are all like our grandmas and grandpas, and they're just precious. So this was probably one of the coolest things I've been able to find in the house. And we still have a couch and a chair, which I don't know what we're gonna do with. It's a really nice couch. It's just like we already have a couch. We are going to replace all of the light fixtures and the fans and stuff. We are just not feeling these. We wanna get some that are more our vibe. And we have this little outdoor patio, which is great. I'm probably gonna power wash it, get it nice and clean. We're gonna bring over our things. Birds always build nests up there, but the birds we've been getting have been cardinals. Like, there's a cardinal that comes here. The other day when I was here, she sat right on the table there. My mom always said that when you see a cardinal, it's God sending you a message. But I think in this case, the cardinal is my grandma, because my mom said she never had seen a cardinal here before. So I think that's her way of visiting. So I'm so excited to be able to see the cardinals all the time and know that she approves and that she likes that we're here and moving in. This is our coat closet. It's nice and big. And this is our little entryway. It's so cool that we have a garage door and a front door and a back door. Whereas right now in our apartment, we only have like, you know, the one door plus our little balcony. We have this nice little coat hanger that my dad set up for my grandparents that we're gonna keep. This is a painting that belonged to my Aunt Gloria, who we actually lost this year as well. So I want to keep this. I just don't know where I'm going to put it. I don't think it's going to stay on the door, but I'm not sure. This is my grandparents at my parents' wedding, and my grandma had the most beautiful dress. It was all beaded, and that's my grandpa, and they were just great. They were the coolest. They were really happy in this home, and I'm so glad we get to be inspired by their life and their love story and have our own. Speaking of, this is them on their wedding day. so special to be able to see this. Yeah, so there's my beautiful grandma, my dapper grandfather, and my Aunt Gloria. I definitely want to like honor them as much as I can in the house. And we are keeping this piece here. We really like it, just this white entryway piece. I think we're gonna put a circular mirror up here, and we're obviously gonna clear this all off. And then you go this way, yet another closet. This is our linen closet, which is fantastic. We have closet for everything. This will be our office. I just cleared out the bed because this was where the caregiver would sleep. I have no idea what color we're gonna paint in here, but by the time the video is going up, we will have to have decided, because in a week the painter is coming and we got to figure it out. We were thinking blue, but I don't know. Check out these shutters. They're so cool. I think these are the coolest window treatments I've ever seen. You can open them up like that, and I was like, oh, that's not a whole lot. Like, that's not a lot of light in here, is it? But then I found out the other day that they open all the way like this. So I can just like throw open the shutters, and we have this like cute little, it's almost like a little courtyard out there. So echoey in here. But these are so cool. I've never seen like window treatments like this, but leave it to my grandma to pick something so cool and unique. So I'm thinking our desk will go here, like in this little area. And then there's a closet in here, of course. Then we have this bathroom. I think it's really beautiful. The walls are like this really cool metallic, like sort of paint. It's really interesting. Another thing my grandma did. And a couple changes we're gonna make in here. We are gonna remove this since we don't have use for it. And who knows, maybe we'll change out some faucets and things. Here's me. I love these kinds of lights, so I'm cool with that. And we have a bathtub in here, which is great. And then on to our bedroom. It's getting dark out, I guess. I think it might rain. This is the bed we're going to use. We're gonna get new comforter, maybe a new frame. We are bringing our headboard over from the apartment. But it's a king size bed, and that's really exciting. It's like whenever we go to a hotel and we sleep in a king size bed, it's like we don't even know each other are there. So we're excited to have such a big bed. The curtains are coming down though. We're gonna get some new ones, even though these are really pretty. There's just some fading on them. Like the parts that were exposed to like the sun are kind of faded, and we're gonna get some new ones, probably some blackout curtains, and then some like sheer curtains as well, so we can either have it completely dark for when we sleep, or we can have it open but like the neighbors can't see us, because we are really close to the neighbors. They can probably see me right now, and it's probably weird, but I mean, not as close as we were in an apartment. Then there's these mirrored doors for our closet. I love the mirrored doors, but these are broken, so we are gonna have to replace them. I'm not sure, we'll stick with the mirrors. I don't really know what we'll end up with. And this is one of the things I'm most excited about. It is our closet. I know you can't like really see like the size of it or anything, but I'm obsessed with it. Gerald took out all of the wire shelving that was in here. And I remember this place like filled with my grandma's beautiful clothes. So it's really a special memory. My grandma loved clothes. So I plan to turn this into my dream closet. Right now it doesn't look like much, but we have a beautiful wood floor. There's no carpet in this house, which I love. All wood floors or vinyl, whatever, but like wood look. And I'm planning to build like woodwork my own dream closet. I even want to put like a chandelier. What do you think? Wouldn't that be cool? And then here's our ensuite bathroom, our bedroom bathroom. And it's like this standing shower that I think they put in especially for my grandparents when they were older. So you can just walk right in. My dream, I don't know if we will do this right away, but my dream is to tear it out, tile the wall and put in a clawfoot bathtub. That's my absolute dream. And I really want to replace the tiles in here, but otherwise I love it. It's got this long, beautiful mirror, the lights that I like, white cabinets. This will need to be replaced because it's a little discolored there, but overall, everything is great. Overall, I am so excited that we are going to be the ones who get to live here next. My grandparents are the only people who have ever lived here. They like built this house. It was new when they moved in. To be able to buy it is like, it's so exciting. You know, like they had this amazing life and this was only their house for like the last like 25 years or so. Like I remember when they moved here, I was a kid. But to be able to like be the next ones to own it, and then maybe someday like we'd like to use this as a rental property, and like I have dreams of maybe renting to like my baby sister-in-law. Right now she's only 8, but in like 10 years or so when she's a grown-up, like, you know, I can imagine renting out to someone like her. So I just imagine like keeping this home in our family, and it's just a really happy thought. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing our house in its like before stage, before we do anything to it, before we like make it our own, before we really clean it out. I wanted to wait till it was like completely empty to show, but I know like that's always like, I'll keep putting things off till they're perfect, and then sometimes they aren't, they'd never get perfect. So I just thought I'd do a good before. I have a lot of projects I'm really excited about, as you saw. So let me know if you'd be interested in like coming along with me for any of that. Like, I don't want to like completely flip into like a DIY like home channel thing, but I do definitely want to share some of my projects, especially because I'm just like, I have no experience with like woodworking or any of the things I'm planning to do. So I do kind of want to share my my DIYs, because it's gonna be all things that any average person can do, since I don't know what I'm doing and I'm learning as I go. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think of our new house. We're so excited to like continue our love story in a house that was full of so much love when my grandparents were there together. And I can't wait to like show you once it is our house, like our house with everything how we want it. But I hope you and your families are all staying safe and healthy. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.